What's up everyone, this is Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is the look at Mi5 after 6 months. Well, everyone reviews it when it's out and most of them forget how it works now. The same thing applies to me. Everything I said when the phone was first launched in India still stands true, but a lot has changed in terms of software and now there are better and cheaper alternatives to Mi5. There are some basic requirements like call quality, memory management, decent battery life, which every Android phone should do. If you do a good job at that, it's nothing too great. It's more like complimenting a mouse for being a mouse. Now, if a phone doesn't do those basic stuff right, then that's a huge problem. And the same thing is happening with Mi5 in the software department. We don't have any issues with call quality or signal strength. It is as good as it should be and it regains signal strength quickly. Even when I had poor signal strength in my area or while moving, battery was not draining a lot. At least when compared to phones like HTC M9 or the Z2 Plus, which I used earlier. With some of the phones I used in the past, I had to toggle the aeroplane mode to get back signal, and I never had to do that on this phone. Fingerprint scanner works as fast as it was on day one. Even after all this time, there is no sign of wear or any lag. As I said in my review, fingerprint scanner itself is not too wide, so you could easily misplace your finger. And that happens to me at least twice in 10 tries. It is still one of the best fingerprint scanners out there. And recently they have added the double tap to wake feature, but I chose to disable it as it is mostly a hit or a miss as of now. I use OnePlus 3 as my primary phone and it's got a good metal build, but I still prefer Mi5 over OnePlus 3 for its build. It is still one of the best phones for single-handed usage. Curved back makes the phone feel very slim while holding the phone, and the screen is too good. Seriously, this is a piece of art and a big dot. Display is one of the best things about Mi5. It has one of the brightest displays available in the market. Color accuracy was too good for any IPS panel. Well, it can't be as good as AMOLED panels, but for what it is, it's really good. Mi5 has a sunlight display, which really looks cool when you try to see it, and it's amazing to see it work. But most of the time, it's so seamless that you won't notice the difference unless you are looking for it. The only thing I hate about this display are the bezels. I have the white device and I can't seem to get past that. That's why go with the black variant if possible. When Mi5 was first released, it was the best cameras I have ever used. I felt stabilization was better than Samsung devices, but with the latest updates, images don't look that great. Well, they do look great, but there's like a small bug in my head that says it could be much more better. Auto HDR is very good, slow motion and time-lapse are the best, but stabilization, which I loved initially, isn't working as good as it used to be. That is the only disappointment with the camera, and this will be fixed with a future update, so till then, we have to bear with it. Front-facing camera is as awesome as ever. I am being too picky here and most of you might not see much difference. But if you do, let me know by commenting below this video. I don't play a lot of games, at least not on my previous phones due to the heating issues and battery draining. But now on my Mi5, I play a lot and there is absolutely no issue with that. Mi5 doesn't have any heating issues and I use a case, so I don't even notice if it slightly gets warm. By the way, this is something my brother made with an old case. So do you like it? Now back to the heating issues. No heating issue on normal usage, but when I tried to watch videos over Jio's 4G connection, while charging the phone, it did reach 40 degrees and it was completely negligible. Now let's look at the current issues. I'm still not able to unlock the bootloader. It always stops at 50%. I'm still hitting that. Currently MIUI 8 is not stable, at least on Mi5. Animations while scrolling stutters. Dual apps, my favorite feature on MIUI 8, doesn't work properly. All the secondary apps crash all the time. I tried Instagram, WhatsApp and few other. So they crash and sometimes, or most of the time, accounts are logged out. So as of now, this feature is completely useless. With all those issues, like a cherry on the top, we still have RAM management issues. Xiaomi doesn't seem to be interested in fixing that. It closes apps running in the background like PowerAmp, GSM battery monitor. As a temporary solution, we can always whitelist them or pin them, but that too doesn't help sometimes. I really wonder if Xiaomi will ever fix that issue. Next we have the option to lock applications, and when a logged application is in the memory, it opens up quickly, but if it isn't there, it takes more time to open when compared to the same app when it is not locked. Once again, a small bug. These are some bugs and issues I personally faced. Besides that, the entire user experience is very smooth and no lag at all. Audio was decently loud for the mono speaker, but it gets easily blocked while playing games. Audio via the audio jack was a huge disappointment. My brother, who uses Mi5 as his primary phone, stopped using a wired headset on Mi5. He is an audiophile. Anyway, battery life is still great. We get around 4 hours of screen on time and it will last a day of usage with some gaming and YouTube streaming. Quick charge works, but it isn't very consistent. Sometimes it charges quickly and sometimes it charges very quickly. It's not an issue, but I wish it would behave consistently. And phone does get hot while charging. So that wraps up this video, guys. When Mi5 was first launched in India, it was the first phone with Snapdragon 820 at 25,000 rupees, and I was super excited. But when OnePlus 3 was released with 6GB RAM and high-end variant of Snapdragon 820, I was kind of disappointed in buying Mi5 because it has an underclocked version of Snapdragon 820 and only has 3GB of RAM with memory management issues. Well, fast forward 6 months, Mi5's price has dropped to 22k and 23k, and it even hit 20k for a few days. For those prices, it's a pretty good option. Even with the current pricing and software bugs, I still love this phone for what it is, mainly the build, display and cameras. For a regular user, RAM management might not be an issue as all the small applications are opened at blazing speeds. It has software issues, but it's still a wonderful piece of hardware with awesome build, great cameras, and I would still recommend this phone over phones like Asus Zenfone 3, Moto Z Play, Lumax 2, even ZUK Z2 Plus. If you could unlock the bootloader, flash a custom ROM and enjoy this phone. And if you're stuck like me, live with the issues until they get fixed. So far there's no word about the 64GB variant of Mi5. It might not be released at all. Instead, they might release Mi5S and the Mi5 Plus. So prices of Mi5 will go down, at least it will reach 20k very soon. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you do, hit that like button, and if you have any doubts, comments, complaints, or if you want to leave us any feedback, feel free to do that by commenting below this video. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel already, do subscribe and stay tuned to us. This is Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.